I'm closing the top on the raindrop. I'm keeping the game in the headlock. When throwed and blind in my dreadlock. In the end zone with the mad dot. One phone call, get it dead stop. I feel like I own the season. Say one thing, just give me a reason. Knowing you're mad, I'm undefeated. Top dog, making it even.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up.
I can't take no off. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you're trying to go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Made it, kill it, and did it again. Put the intent on, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it.
Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh baby, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want. I'ma take it in the head with the signs of the distort. I'ma leave it on the side. You on the Christ when the breath on the set. Let me speak on behalf of the dead. I'ma leave, I'ma speak, I'm sick in the head.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Detroit Lions. Set to go from Detroit as Matt Prater approaches and booms it away. This will be taken short. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go. 26-yard line.
Down. 180. Let's go. Watch the screen. Pass. Check nine. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check 37. Check 37. Check it out. You're mine. Pick the edge.
They'll run on first down. Akers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. It was Maurice Hurst who got him down. Looking to throw on second down. Carr. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Check.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hey, box drop. 48 to Mike. Check pass.
Shotgun now for Carr. Completes it to Davis. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
You're mine.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here we go. Watch the run. Coming 50. Hey, you block over here. Here, Mike. Bravo.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Block over here. Back 22. I got wide. Kill. Inside. Kill. Turn up.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Kill. 50, 22. Hey, leg. Control me.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. It's Patrick Robinson there on the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Push him back.
Now it's Rodgers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Liz. Inside. Chip. 22-jet bomber.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
General West.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Go! Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go. Stay with your man. Check, 48's the mic. Check.
Looking to throw again on second down. Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. On third down, Akers. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10, right at the 40. That'll be complete to Cook. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jared Cook. His second touchdown on the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7.
14.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time, and it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Hey, take 26.
It's now third and 3.
X3, 218, chop it.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble, the second it was leaving his hand.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Undercrush. Check, crunch. Deuce right feet. Watch safety creep. Express. Safety's creeping. Joker. What's up?
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
We're good. 185. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Jumbo. Slam. Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7. Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Now Carr. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
64, weak. Check three. Later one.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go down at the 28. 4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score.
Down, 180. 51 to the back. Watch QB's up. You got tight right there. Kill. I love flare.
On 2nd down now, Akers. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards.
734.
First down, New Orleans.
Express. Hey, high 7.
Carr now on first down. That's going to be caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 18 yards there, and it'll be a first and goal. Sensational he was last week, over 200 yards. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football Football 101 tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Hey, orbit.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one to Switzer. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. To throw again on second down. Rodgers. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hawkinson. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 41-yard line.
From the 41, Carr. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Carr to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Carr now 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Carr looking long for Thomas. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. The Lutz will look to add the extra point. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
All right. Here we go. Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Pierre Desir. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
To throw, it's Carr. And this is Cook with a grab. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Carr, complete. Smith has it. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Carr going to throw. And that will be incomplete. Quandre Diggs there defensively.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, one-play interceptions, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And that's complete to Jesse James.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. With good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. And James has it. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 6 yards in the first down. To throw, it's Rodgers. James has got it. Complete.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Being chased out left. Well, he's going to go for it all. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As his guys continue to pour it on. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Lutz good on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Hey, check 26.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Throwing is Rodgers. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Lions gain a bit of respectability. Extra point good by Prater. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The final shot here before half for Carr. It's caught. Smith. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Big mistake here by the kicker, kicking it out of bounds.
The one that drives coaches crazy. Keep it in the field of play and let your guys cover.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Now it's Rodgers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 46. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
What now? 180. He's coming. Hey, here I come. Here I come.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
29.
Shotgun now for Carr. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
185. I got one.
Into the red zone. It's Carr. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
On 2nd down, Akers. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. Taking it in as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Lutz with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Here we go.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl. Like 22, he's coming.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rodgers. Open man is Galladay, complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
And my goodness, another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. 2nd down and inches. Caught by Sanu. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So they still get the completion even though the blitz was on. But the blitz got there. Does that stay in the mind of the quarterback the next couple plays?
That's what you're hoping for. That's what you're planning for. It's a little risk reward, right? You're leaving your guys on an island back there in man coverage. But you take the chance that you get to the quarterback, and so he gets completion here. Congratulations. Keep coming at him, and hopefully it pays off by the end of the game that you're starting to get to him while still able to cover on the back end.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, 38 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
It'll be a pickup of 8 and a good first step there with 2nd and goal coming up. They'll keep it on the ground. Akers, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
26. Let's go, defense. Hey, Haywood.
Rodgers now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's James.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Shit. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Cameron Jordan make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Rodgers under pressure again, and down he goes again.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
58 the mic.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard elsewhere, 3rd quarter in Denver. The Broncos, they're continuing to pour it on. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. On 1st down, Akers, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13.
60 Pittsburgh.
Again, 13 yards.
48, Mike.
1st down.
Ready?
On 1st down, Stanley. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Come. Get it.
Throwing again, Stanley. That'll be complete to Cook.
Stanley's pass.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Back now at Ford Field, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 3rd and 2, Stanley, and he finds Cook. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. Looking to throw. Stanley. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Mohamed Sanu, his 6th touchdown of the season. As his guys thought it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. After the sack on 1st down, Rodgers in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. The Lions on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 19. To throw is Rodgers. Flushed, and he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. On 3rd down, Akers. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. They'll keep it on the ground. Akers. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Here's Sanu on the catch. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 7-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. The Lions on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Let's get it.
Rodgers going to throw. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And now here's another interception. Picked off around the 41. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. 1st down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a 1st down. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. It's complete to Jones. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Throwing now is Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Look at me, zipper. Hey, Charlie. Mike 51, Mike 51. Cut. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Five.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. That one goes for 24 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. Hey, exit. 48 for Mike. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Throwing again. Carr. He finds Latavius Murray. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Get off the field. Hey, Foxtrot. Hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go.
Carr to throw again. This is complete to Michael Thomas. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
And they just had another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
It's the age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now, Carr again. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that. But there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And his throw here is incomplete.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a 2-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic, faking it. I can understand. You want to rub it in a little. You fake it when you snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smells terrible. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Taken down back at the 12-yard line.
58. Go.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the